What's up, everybody? Welcome to Keep It a Benji, and that's how I'm gonna keep it. I want to speak on this young and Hefe and WACK100 situation. Now, I really have a question for young and Hefe. Before I say the question, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying that young and Hefe is afraid of anyone. I'm not saying that he's afraid of Wack. But the way he has been interacting with these situations when it comes to Wack, it makes me have this question. And that's, young and, are you afraid of WACK100? Whether that's like physical, street, or via internet. And I'm going to break it down on why I feel that way. Young and Hefe has stated that he done went to juvenile hall, YA, county jail, the feds, I think the state, which he says he has not a lick of smut on him. Young and Hefe is also from more of the like realer hoods. I'm not trying to disrespect any other hoods, but some hoods are more like a standoutish gang. More of a popular gang, a more respected gang. But all gangs deserve respect, because if they didn't meet the criteria, that thing wouldn't even be no gang, wouldn't even be no hood. So I'm not trying to disrespect other hoods and gangs when I'm saying this, but some hoods have more of a standout, than others. And I say with all that, it's like, what are you afraid of Wack for? Or why do you keep addressing matters when it comes to Wack so softly? Because let's break down your conduct with others. Munchie B is your homie. Y'all got a relationship. And you got very aggressive with him. You know what I'm saying? You got very aggressive with him over some Atlanta snitching and who not telling, and you had low tolerance for Munchie B in that settings. I'm not saying that if Munchie B get disrespectful, can't nobody give him what he asking for. I'm not saying that. However, he's still not all the way physically there. Not saying he's helpless, but he's battling with certain things that don't make him 100%. You got very aggressive with him. You got J-Lease. That's a little 4 feet girl. You turned into a dog with rabies on her. You was foaming at the mouth. You was telling Adam to get her out of here before else, and this, that, and the third. That was a lot of hostility, a lot of anger. Even we could speak to the situation where you were saying that Wack was running a play through Jalise and stuff like that when it came to DC Baby Draco, and you were saying a lot, and Wack chose to call in and say everything to Ricky that he wanted to say to you. And you chose not to even say, you know that was me, Wack. Even though we all know Wack know you the one who was saying all that. But the fact you let him go on and go on and go on and get at somebody in your circumference at the moment, in a very angry matter, you could have easily intervened nah, he didn't say none of that stuff, Wack, but I said that stuff like that because that's my thought on it. Only because we don't really tolerate and don't really run with the whole bullying campaign. Is it great content? Is it entertaining? Yes. When Wack do those things, it is entertaining. I'm not going to take that away from that when it comes to creating the content. But some can take it as he was choosing to bully Ricky. And another reason why I say you could have felt some type of way to insert yourself is because how disrespectful Wack was. See, if he has those type of thinkings, those type of thoughts to Ricky, because he thinks Ricky was saying all that, that means he has those same type of thoughts for you. First you was at the table with Adam and them, and he texted Adam talking about, I got paperwork on somebody at that table, but I don't want to put it out there because I'm cool with him. Adam said he was talking about you. Everybody thought he was talking about you. I mean, we all know if he was speaking about anybody else at that table, he definitely would have just went off on him. And then, do it even matter about him having paperwork on Lush? No. Has he already been saying things about Munchie B on paperwork and being police and all that? Yeah. So it's like, who fits that shoe from that situation outside of you? Now we got the situation now where Wack is platforming somebody to paint you and align you with people who's considered as internet police. You chose to give some energy to a dude that we don't even know if he really exists, if he really from where he from, who he is or not, or we don't know nothing about it. But you chose to give him some energy based upon his opinions about you when you know Wack in person, and he's the one on there really giving the platform for this person to say these things about you on purpose. He's the one who's agreeing with everything as well. He's the one saying that, they be saying Trap Lord Ross and them doing police stuff and Flacco and them doing police stuff, but they civilians and they non-affiliates and things of that nature, so they can get away with that. So he's saying that's not good for you. He's saying that's something a person like you shouldn't be doing it. Matter of fact, let me not skip over when Wack first got upset with you and he was saying like, you ran the same content about T Grizzly and his auntie that Flacco ran. And he said that's something the street dude shouldn't have been doing it. It's cool for Flacco to do it. He said that's what the streets would say. The streets would say Young and Hefe should have never spoke on these type of matters like Flacco did. But he said, well, Wack gonna say, hey, Young Ant got him some content. So how many times are you gonna let Wack attach you and associate you with these offensive situations, these non-respected type of characters, before you just at least address him head on? Because I feel like at this point, if you're not going to address it head on, Wack is only going to continue to play with you. Not to say like, you can get in front of it and Wack's going to get afraid or something, or you know what I mean? But it's some type of respect there that's missing from this situation. And I'm going to break it down for you a little bit quick too, on how you putting yourself in a bad twist. Because that whole team is already up on you. And you probably not reading it like that, but I see it like that. Like, you say a lot of things about people in that circle. You're not really good with Flacco. Let's just keep it a Benji. Not too long ago, before your page got took, you was kind of being a little offensive towards Compton Rick Rock. Just because he put a video with you and everybody else talking about some internet beef and all that type of stuff. And, you didn't really, you wasn't feeling Rick Rock take on that. Then you let Jaleese finally get you in a position on this internet to like speak against 600. Jaleese is saying this, that, and the third, and 600 need to stop playing about DC Baby Draco. And what you saying? You like, oh yeah, 600, you got to do your homework on these type of things before you defend stuff. So you publicly you disagreed or, called out 600 via internet. Painted him out like he's somebody running around here sweeping paperwork under the rug or don't know how to read the paperwork or something like that. That's how you painted the narrative on 600. And all the big sad stuff. All the big sad stuff is really more like a direct type of, taking shots at you, man. He really don't care that much for Big Sad like that. He just trying to associate you in the form of like being some type of goon for some rat dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? He trying to show that you out here running hand in hand with this rat and all this stuff. He tagging you and stuff like that. Like, hey, he on paperwork. Like, how you gonna go about it and all that type of stuff. Like, that's a lot of like a person putting you in some weird twists and stuff. You over there at the No Jumper show. Wack don't like none of the people that you co-host with. So I'm just giving you some advice, like some game on how like, you got a fight on your hands. Even if you don't see it that way, that's exactly what it is. And Wack ain't gonna stop until he destroy you via internet. Cause I gotta do more homework, and I'm sure you probably said something or did something that was a lot more offensive towards Wack. And that's probably why he has this thing for you. Because anybody who been watching WACK100 as a media personality over the years, we can tell when he got somebody in his targets, in his sights. You know what I'm saying? Got somebody on his grill, ready to cook them up and prepare them for dinner. We be seeing that. So I feel like, you either got to remove yourself from all these type of things that's like against Wack and his crew and his campaign, or you meet that situation heads on and just ask Wack, what is all this about? Why do we keep saying certain things and, platforming people? And, I'm just being honest. Before I close out, I'm going to make it clear. I ain't saying Young and Hefe is afraid of Wack. I'm just saying that I have a question, like, are you afraid of Wack? And that's whether it's physical street or via this internet. Because sometimes, man, enough is enough. Like, when you look up, this dude keep throwing things at you. When you got knowledge, you don't fight the peasants. You don't fight the soldiers. When you can go straight to the king. When you can go straight to the boss. When you can go straight to the person who calling shots. And that's how you also gain a lot more respect. Because anybody who thinks they're going to just fight the people that someone send their way, you be fighting for 1 billion years, man. But any given moment, you're going to always have to fight these people. Just because you don't want to go toe-to-toe with the person who throwing these people your way. And you said in your own mouth that Wack was running a play through the Jaleel stuff. And the only people who really got twisted by that was like you and Spody Face. Y'all the only ones who kind of made it seem like she was on y'all side, and and then she switched up on y'all, and now everybody really looking at it like he ain't wrong. And people ain't even standing on these beliefs that y'all saying is facts against it. But, Young and Hefe can respond to that and give me some answers on that or not. He don't owe me nothing. But that's just something I wanted to put out there pertaining to this topic. Because me, myself, I'm just like, enough is enough, man. Keep it a Benji like I always do. Jump in the comments and let me know y'all thoughts. I'm out.